Jada Pinkett's book apparently is a flop. It's not worthy. It has not become worthy. It's unworthy. It as of Friday sat at number 81 on the New York Times bestsellers list, 81, number 81 on the Amazon bestsellers list. It gained only 114 a rating. It had a rating 64 reviews. It failed to make the top 100 on the Kindle e-reader chart, and it only sold 2,700 copies by the end of last week, which is when, they're like a week behind. So apparently y'all not trying to buy Jada's book. Y'all ain't buying Jada's book. I've seen her everywhere. She was on Hoda. Y'all not moved? Are y'all tired?
And Karen, I have to tell you, that is actually the question I always have had. As I've seen her make all the rounds, my question was, how many books will this translate into? Because it's constantly viral. How many books? And so you just answered that question. I'm just dumbfounded that the numbers are as low as they are. But like,
that you sold more books than Jada Pinkett. There you go. Dr. Mitchell got way more books sold than Jada Pinkett. That's right.
That is madness, because part of what it underscores is exactly what we just saw with the Kim Kardashian thing, that you can make something out of nothing, but part of what is so easy to be made is money for other people. Like, in other words, the Jada Pinkett thing, I was watching how, for example, news outlets could use a salacious detail from the book, make a tweet, and got more hits to their websites than for most other tweets that they had, but that doesn't translate into dollars for her. That's so interesting to see how over and over again this nation makes money for certain demographics, even when you get to be in that rarefied space of celebrity that she's in. Wow.
Yeah, but she's not in a rarefied space, because I think people fundamentally do not like Jada Pinkett. I think that she doesn't resonate with the common woman. She's not resonating with the educated woman. She's not, that, like, she's in a void that nobody is really, and I personally think that, she seems like a cool lady. I like her movies. I'm not gonna, talk bad about her acting at all, like some people are doing. I mess with Fish Mooney on that Batman spinoff thing. And primarily because Tanya Pinkett was in there as well, being all manners of evil, which was great. But I mess with that, and set it off, and all of the things that she's been in. Jada Pinkett Smith has been, very an interesting person, and I've watched her grow up, literally. But I didn't think this book was gonna hit, because people are tired of her, and she's not reading the room. Like, there was no reason to put this book out. Nobody was clamoring for it, just like no one was clamoring for Flavor Flav singing the national anthem. You got to know sometimes when you're irrelevant. And it doesn't mean you're going to be irrelevant forever. It just means that right now we're tired of you.
Okay, I have a question for you. Well, there are two things that come up for me with this. First of all, it is absolutely clear to me that part of the reason why people are tired of Jada Pinkett Smith is that we have a lot of racism and sexism in our culture, no matter who we are. We cannot have been socialized in any way but to have animosity toward a Black woman seeming to set her own course. So I'm not going to pretend that, misogyny and anti-Black woman stuff, misogynoir, as they call it.
No,
I'm not going to say that doesn't have
no, that's not the reason. No. It's not I don't think that's no. I think equal parts, men and women, are not messing with her right now, and it's nothing.
Of course, because women are capable of misogynoir as well as women.
Yes, but I don't think that's her problem. You think that's her problem? I don't think they're hating on her because she's a Black woman.
It is.
I think they're hating on her because they're tired of hearing all of this. I don't care about what's going on. It's like if you came on here every time and talked about Craig and all of the. At some point, it's like, I'm not living in your, like, why are we in it? I don't need to know all of this stuff about your personal life. At some point, it became too much. She crossed the barrier.
Okay, fine. I'm going to let that go, because I'm going to let that go. But here's my other thing I want to know from you, because you understand media better than I do. Isn't it also the case, though, because now I'm going back on my own argument, because isn't it also the case that she would have made money off this book even though it did poor numbers?
No, because of so there's a couple of things. I want to know what her advance was, 866-801-8255. So it depends if they gave her Alicia Keys money for that poetry book, which was $1 million that and sold 4,000 copies. That's a flop. And no, she's not making no money. She's gonna owe them for the rest of her life. Okay. So it depends on how much she took as an advance, and then how much they're paying for all of these different, because they're going to charge back every single appearance that she makes that is at a book signing or whatever. Yes, you get charged back all of those for your car service, your airplanes, and all that all gets charged back. So it depends on what, and she may not know that. But here's what I was thinking. If you really wanted to tell your story, you got your own Red Table Talk, you got your own millions of followers. Yeah. I would have never gone through the machine. Ever. Yeah. There was no reason to. When you got all of these relationships with people, supposedly, you sit with Will and talk through it. Read a chapter. Like, there was a different way. So I'm also looking at her PR left out the left corner of my right eye. Like, who's running? I feel like the same person is running her PR. Never mind. I'm not going to disparage anybody. I got to work on my language. And oh my goodness. But yeah, we's tired, boss.
Since you're censoring yourself, I will just say that I am quite pleased to say, and maybe I shouldn't be pleased to say it, but one of the places that she had a book event is this Black woman-owned bookstore in Pasadena, California, called Octavia's Bookshelf. And I will have an event there in March of 2024. So in one way I was excited that I was going to go to the same venue as Jada Pinkett Smith. But now maybe I'm like, well,
no, that's good. So here's, if it worked for Octavia's Bookshelf, if they were able to sell out books because she came, that's great for the economy of that bookstore. And I'm always here for that. So to your point, maybe Jada was good for other people's economies, other people's algorithms, because she was on a lot of shows. Hoda, I'm sure got a bump, because I don't know if anybody was watching Hoda like that. I'm sure people tuned in, to watch Hoda, which is good for Hoda. But I'm saying it wasn't good for Jada's book. And if she were really about putting that message out of being worthy, there was a different, better way to do that. But this is hindsight again. It's easy to examine something after the fact. But ain't nobody called me to get my opinion. So I'm going to move on. I would have told them what they needed to do. Anyway, 866. And did anybody buy the book? Because I'm hearing it's lovely. I'm hearing different things, actually, if I'm being honest. It's, some people were inspired. Some people said it was good. I saw Jamel Hill. I don't know if she got paid to do that. I don't know. It's like she did a whole article. So Jamel didn't help her. 866-801-8255. She didn't come on this show, and I don't know if that would have helped either, because I don't know how I would have, because I never know. It depends on the energy people come in with. I don't know what I'm going, whether I'm going to be like, yay. Mm-hmm. I try not to be disparaging, of people's work, because that's work that you put in. Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting. Who bought the book? Who paid for it? And did you enjoy it? Worthy? Or you worthy?
Because I'm one of those people. I had to admit that I wasn't actually even interested in buying the book myself. I'm certainly, I've been much more compelled by Gabrielle Union's memoir, the other memoir that's out now that I probably will end up getting. Now I'm blanking on who it is, but I will admit that I wasn't drawn to the memoir at all. So that's what I was wondering, okay, are there people actually buying it? And now I know, nope.
866-801-8255 is the number. Let's go to TJ in El Paso quickly. Welcome. Hi, TJ.
Hello, how you doing, Karen?
Good.
Hello, how you doing, Dr. Mitchell?
Great. From Texas. I love it.
Yes, I had to first address you before I say, but you backtrack. I literally called when you tried to blame Jada Pinkett's book for its failure as far as our Black woman hate. I was like, whoa. Do not put other Black women in that line of fire. She deserves all of that on her own.
Yes. Because if that was the case, then Michelle Obama's book wouldn't be a bestseller. As you mentioned, Kerry Washington's book wouldn't be a bestseller. Gabrielle Union, I don't know if her book is going to be a bestseller, but Viola Davis's book wouldn't have been a best. If it was about Black women, all these Black women have had very successful books.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the particular kind of Black woman that Jada Pinkett is, in terms of being so clearly independent, so clearly not fitting into the boxes that we want in terms of respectability.
Viola Davis? Come on.
I'm talking about respectability. Viola Davis Wait, is that her name?
Viola Davis does not fit into any. No,
she's very much in a loving marriage that is traditional, whereas Jada Pinkett's marriage is clearly untraditional. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking
well,
about
that's something that don't got nothing to do with her being a black woman, though. That just I think people may think that's weird. But let's talk about this because you always being a contrarian, Dr. Mitchell, and I'm okay with. I'm here for it.